Welcome everyone to DieFall Cypress episode 5. Claps, everybody, claps. It's I'm glad to be back. Glad to I actually really dislike missing weeks because then I just miss D&D, and it's just it sucks that it's like this is my outlet and then it's just gone.
D&D misses you, my dude.
Aw, that's cool. I didn't know D&D was a thinking entity that could actually miss something. I mean, just thought it was a oh, neat.
Your guide doesn't talk to you?
No. Okay. It tells me I'm bad. I don't know if that helps. So that's so what we missed on the end of the last episode, and we kind of took care of it a little bit. Half of us did. We leveled up. So we're all level 2 now.
Yeah.
So we did some level up things, which is good, but the thing that we haven't done, at least I haven't done, is roll for health. Some of our players had already done that. So I'm actually going to pop over to the stats page real quick because I'm pretty sure all of these are wrong now. Yep, because they all say level 1. So we're going to fix these live.
Whoops.
Because I didn't know people had already rolled HP. So we're going to do it that way. So Otis, tell us a little bit about what your level 2 means for you.
Oh God, what doesn't it mean? Okay, well, level 2, I rolled pretty well there for my hit die. I got a 7 on a D8 roll plus 2, which is my Constitution, so I got 9 there, 19. I'm a pretty beefy boy here, especially for like a half spell casting class sort of thing. Pretty beefy. Let me see. I got this really fun and this like classic artificer, I think, feature infuse item. So I can now create certain magical items. And I also have 2 of the, so I know 3 different magic items I can make, and I can have up to 2 of those items created. So there's a whole list of them, but just for brevity, I'll let you know what I did. Or maybe it might be more fun if I don't, and I just pull these things out.
Absolutely.
I like that one.
I just wanted the brief overview of like, okay, this is what I rolled for health, so I'll scroll up and chat so they know we aren't kidding or aren't lying. There it is. There's an 8, right? Or a 9, sorry, for the D8 down here. And then up here's Ashlog's 8. So she rolled a 6 there, and we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, so I got infuse item, and I also have a couple of new tricks up my sleeve that I'm excited to just like for them to happen. So get excited.
Yeah, I'm super stoked for that, man. Because this is the new artificer class, right? Like this is the updated one. Yeah, and so I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, the Artificer Revisited, which they posted in Unearthed Arcana in I think like in May. So it's pretty out of the box here.
Awesome, man. So Ashlog, since yours is already rolled as well, give me a little bit of what's going on in your world. What happens at level 2 for you?
Yes. I think my hit points are actually 18.
Oh, is that right?
Yep, my armor class is 18. My hit points are 18. 26 would be awesome, but
it seems
it would be a lie.
Oh, you know what? I definitely messed that up. Okay, so
yes.
There you go.
So second level has gone into cleric, and I now have channel divinity, which I can use to turn undead. And I can also do something called Knowledge of the Ages, where I can use my channel divinity, and as an action choose one skill or tool, and for 10 minutes I have proficiency with it.
Hey, neat. Very cool.
Yep. And then I got some spells.
So smart.
Smart.
Very smart, very strong.
All right. Nyara, tell me about your level 2. And then I think you have to roll some HP. Because I know I do. Or did you roll previously? Nyara.
Are you talking to me? Because it cut
I
out.
am.
Sorry.
Oh, are we doing it again? We're cutting out again?
I didn't want to tell you.
Are you serious? That's not okay.
I don't know what it is. I haven't had this issue at all until now.
Huh.
It's not the group, is it? Like, it wouldn't have to do with that. That's like the only thing I could figure.
Screw it. Let's rebuild it. We just started anyways, so we're gonna go to a quick break screen and we're gonna figure it out. And when everyone's in a different place, I'm gonna fix it live because I'm not dealing with this for another session. We'll be right back. I'm gonna fix all of the cameras live while we talk about level 2 stuff. So appreciate your patience with this. I'll cut all of this out for the podcast /YouTube. So in this case, so we talked about. We were going to talk about what Nyara got for level 2 rogue. So go ahead, hit it.
All right. So Nyara got cunning action. So finally, what I've been trying to do but couldn't do is I now get my bonus action so I can hide, and then also dash or disengage. So everything I've been trying to do and completely forgetting that I didn't get it yet until 2nd level, I can finally do. Yeah.
Can you drop in and rejoin? Because now I'm getting like static. So sorry for May. Like when Sorry guys, we're gonna figure it out. It's gonna happen.
We're doing it. Doing it live is the best way to do it.
Discord's fun, man.
Discord is amazing.
Any better?
Way better. Way better.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
No worries.
You've changed.
Yeah, but now I gotta change everyone's filters and stuff, so this is great. But yeah, that's good. Okay, so let's you need to roll for health, I believe.
I do.
Yeah.
So
roll
hang
it
on a second.
live.
Let's do that.
I click the little hit dice words.
Yeah, you should be able to hit just the hit dice words, and then it'll do the thing for you.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's 4. So you doing real good.
Better than what I rolled for my character last night.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Well, all right, good. All right. So that's what Nyara got, and then I need to do mine, but I'm super busy right now, right? I'm like, man, I'm so busy.
You should have just left me on your screen. I liked being in your lap.
You liked being me?
No, I liked being in your lap. You were also there.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoops.
I was like your
sorry.
pocket, Rob.
But you know what you can do for me, Rob?
Mm.
And this actually, I actually like this idea because it means I can blame you if something goes wrong.
What?
Can you roll my health for me? Because I'm a little busy.
Oh, sure.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
Do it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right. Here it
I'll
go.
show you in a second here.
Here it do.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, you credit for me!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
fuck is gonna fuck it up?
Oh, that's great.
Dude, you got a barbarian in the party, dude.
Oh my God, I'm actually a barbarian now. I feel so good about this.
What can
I'm
I say except go fuck
Cr-
yourself?
Crossbolt.
Except you
What?
could have just said you're welcome.
Oh, also that.
You could do the movie, man. Come on.
I know this was
Dude,
this was
alright.
the comedy.
Because we're doing this live. Nick, remember this number? 2, Stella 5, Rob 1.
Hell yeah.
All right, and because Maze is fine, I just have to like move her over a little bit, and everything's good. Hooray, Lady Maze, great. Okay, so Stella, what number are you? You said you're 5. Okay, so let me move Rob to the background. There goes Rob. Bye, Rob. There you go. Oh no. This is great. And then Rob, what number were you? Oh shit. Wow. Don't I feel like an asshole?
Oh,
One,
now
baby.
I am the bonus stage, Rob.
Yeah, you were the bonus stage. Yep.
Oh, that's amazing. I love
It was great, right? You know, isn't fixing stuff live on stream like the best thing? I'm
It's
absolutely
actually the
a
best.
professional.
It's a good.
Actually, look at this one. This is my favorite one because you have 2 green screen people in front of you. So everyone's just like there, man. Everyone's just there.
We're all just hanging
and
out,
there we
dude.
go.
It's a party.
Everyone's just there, partying it up.
Damn,
You know, it's great. It's great.
Oh,
Hey, chat,
boy.
thanks for being super patient about this. Hopefully, I fixed it all.
golly.
And you know what? So far, we can
Hey,
hear
the
everyone.
call sounds better. I should
So-
know.
Yeah, I think so.
So maybe we just do a new call room every freaking time. I don't
guess-
know.
I guess
but
so. Unclear.
Wild.
Unclear.
Wild. So thank
Ow.
you very much for that. that means I need to go fix my stats. Hey, yeah, that's awesome.
That's a
and also
beefy
Nyara.
one.
How much health do you have now, Nyara?
13.
Total. 13. Excellent. And you get to dip, dive, duck, and dodge now, which is super nice. And what'd you roll for me, Rob?
Big fat 13.
Oh my god, I have 26 health. Feels good, man. Clap.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm actually a
Wow.
beefy boy now. Dude,
Big
you rolled
beefcake.
better than I did for my initial character rolls, period. Like, that's a better roll than I had at
Hell
everything.
yeah.
Because I think my highest roll was a 14 when we were rolling. So you did really good there. You did real good.
Got you,
Perfect,
fam.
man. Perfect. And I think that probably is enough of us wasting some time. So, Rob, can you give us a little bit of a recap here on what happened 2 weeks ago?
Gee Willikers, okay.
Or you can have us roll for it, and I'll read you. I already told you what my notes say.
Honestly,
so
should I? Yeah, all right. Fuck it.
It's up to you.
I might need to correct a few things, but it'll be
Sure.
fine. Everything will be fine. But how many of those are there? 1 D5. Oh, it's Joel.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh no.
Recall syndrome. It's been a while since I have used this voice, so pardon me if it takes a while to get into. We found this spice. I have my notes say, fuck it, kill them. And remember to loot the bodies. Teriyaki surrender. And I remember I help her bury the bodies while my friends loot her friends. She seemed very upset about it. Then my friends tell me that they don't burn bodies, they bury them in the swamp. It seems unclean. But I pay attention and I follow new customs and I try my best to be understanding. Then my friends say we let Teriyaki go, even though they try to kill us. I do not understand that either. I probably would have killed her myself. She has nowhere to go anyways. She might as well, go to the great sky gods. Anyway, we get back on the road and we try to find our way back to whatever her name was, and I'm going to turn my page in my notes to figure it out. Chief Blade Gabrielle. And to go back to our job. We got a little bit waylaid. There were bad guys. It took me a while to figure out if they were bad guys, though, and I had some words with them. And I made sure this time that it was the Capitado and not the Incapatat. That one is still very difficult for Rekko. Rekko, summoning the great lightning from his throat, slayed 4 of the bad men. He feels very good about this. We then went to the house where we had saved these small people. But I do not remember their names. DM, please help me out. Muted.
So my chair caught on my microphone before, and it hit my headphones, and I literally headbutted my microphone, and I must have muted it on that headbutt. So
Good.
pretty dope. I guess nobody heard it. It hurt, but nobody heard it. Awesome. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, first of all, excellent recap, my friend. You did forget one very important thing. We came across a half orc with a very
I did not mention
ass.
the
ass of destiny, some would say. Anyway, yeah, convenient that
Rekko has
Rekko
of
forgot
destiny.
that. Convenient.
Wow.
Anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
yes. So at the tail end of the session, so the party did, after a valiant effort protecting the third and final farm on their way to Verso, they came across a group of bandits that just happened to be ransacking the farm that night. Oh my god, it's like they've got the most impeccable timing. It's destiny, baby. And upon the last bandit to falling, the party meets Yarma and Ilvasar. And Yorma is an elderly human woman who looks to be a traveler of some sort. It looked like she was on the road with her companion, potentially bodyguard, Ilvasar. He's a big, beefy elf boy. And she, on behalf of the travelers and the people of Moreka outside of the towns and cities and whatnot, she thanks you all for doing such a wonderful job in just absolutely decimating bandits raiding an innocent farm. And that is where the session ended last time. I believe the last thing that was said was Yorma had invited you guys to share a fire and share some dinner and maybe trade some stories about being on the road. And so that is where we'll pick up, if that is a-okay with everybody involved. So I believe we come back up, and I believe the only thing that had happened was Ashlog was rooting around in the mouths of some bandits, and doing her swamp dentistry.
Well, although that would totally be something she would do.
Yeah.
The teeth that she picked up off the ground were knocked out.
Oh, they were knocked out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you just kind of saw your opportunities. Got it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, in that case, I defer to you guys. It seems as though Yorma and Ilvasar are shrugging off their packs and starting to set a campfire across the road from the farm. Real close enough that if anything else should happen, they can presumably Ilvasar can jump to the aid of the farm folk if they need anything else.
Yeah, so that was my other question.
Sure.
Can you remind me if there was other people at the farmhouse?
Yeah, so upon the end of the battle, like just about at the end there, you did see that a couple of the people, like the family that owns the farm and a couple of the farmhands that stay there, they did come out and kind of like shyly, like afraid, as their farm was just being ransacked. They did witness you saving their farm. So there are people, but they've been Ilvasar. I think as everything kind of settled down, he talked to them. Yorma talked to them, make sure everything was okay. And they have they've pretty much made their way back inside. Knowing that the farm is now safe, as there are capable adventurers outside, as well as these two new people.
Are they doing anything with the bodies, or are we just all just like leaving them in their road right now?
Nothing has been done yet.
Before they get carried off somewhere, Naira does want to go through their pockets and find out if there's any paperwork or anything that might indicate that they were hired to target this farm.
Okay.
Ashlog will help.
All right. So the ladies will be on rummage detail. Roll me some investigado checks.
Yeah.
Just roll quick. Oh my god, Nyara crushing it with a 25. That's a 20 on the die for investigation.
Damn.
And Ashlog, if you would like to as well, roll investigado. A 6. a little baby 6. So I think what these rolls tell me is while Ashlog may be focused on maybe acquiring some more teeth, the few that she found on the ground might not have been enough. I think that your investigation is kind of along those lines. You're not being terribly thorough, but Nyara, as always, destined to do the best investigadoing that she can muster. I'm
like checking seams to see if there's like hidden pockets and like
you are thorough. You are, and I think that's born of you wanting to do the best that you can do at this job. This is your first job with Cypress. You've just been taking copious notes. You've been thorough, and just really exceeding expectations. And your investigation does yield something very interesting. In the pocket of the bandit formerly known as Ben, not Ben Affleck, you pull something very familiar out of a pocket of his. A sending stone. However, it is not the twin to the sending stone that you found previously.
We have 2 different sending stones now.
I mean, I'm getting quite the collection.
Yeah,
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You have 2, yeah?
I've got 2 that aren't paired together.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh.
Oh, you do have 2. Okay.
I do.
So many.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay.
Really
Yep, that's right. Okay, so yeah, this symbol on this one is it's a green symbol. So you have a blue, a red, and a green now. Look at that. Ain't that neat? Ain't that nifty?
Quite the collection.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is the most interesting thing that that your investigation yielded, and some pocket change. Probably a total sum of about like 12 copper. Yeah, nothing too crazy. These men travel light. Presumably they have more stuff at a camp wherever they came from.
Does Reko see Ashlug trying to pull teeth or taking more boots? Yeah. I think he approaches her and kind of crosses his arms. Bubba, why do you need these men teeth?
These are very powerful materials for spellcasting. Where they are going, they do not need these teeth.
No, I suppose they do not. Speaking of, what do we bury these bodies as well, like we did with Teriyaki and her friends?
She'll look over to anybody else that might be around. Trying to see if she can shove this responsibility onto someone else.
You find that Ilvisar, the elf that was traveling with Yorma, is knelt down inspecting one of the bodies that both of you had already kind of passed over. It looks like he wants to do his own check and make his own assumptions. So he's currently looking over one of these bodies.
Ashlog will say to Reko, as these lands are owned by the people here, it is their responsibility.
Reko understand. But, more about these teeth. Does that mean Reko teeth are good for a spell as well?
Yes, but you need those.
I do need those. They are very good for ripping and tearing.
If you don't ever need those, I might find them useful.
If ever one gets knocked out of my head, you can have it.
You just see her smile just wickedly.
Reko, completely clueless to this, is thinking he's gonna get punched in the face at some point in time and maybe lose a tooth. Not that she's gonna try and steal them at some.
Sure. The bones demand a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Would you like some? She just holds up human teeth to you.
No, I think Reko is okay. His pack is very full of not teeth. And he doesn't know many spells. He just has lightning breath.
If you ever want me to teach you, I can teach you.
This is something you can teach?
The old ways of the marsh.
I must know more.
And as you say this, Ashlog, Yorma kind of steps in and says, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I started a fire and I have some food that I was traveling with if you are all hungry after your encounter.
Rico's eyes get really big.
Ashlock's eyes get really big.
Food? Oh, Rico does hunger.
She
Yes.
she smiles warmly and says, "Absolutely. Help yourself." Again, I
wonder
cannot
if they
thank
have
you
teeth in
enough.
them.
I'd like to imagine that during all of this, Yorma and Otis already had this sort of discussion, and Otis is already eating over there
Yeah.
while they're
Okay.
just
Yeah,
dealing with the
for
bodies.
Sure. Absolutely. And Nyara, are you still poking around, or are you satisfied with your find?
I think she's pretty satisfied. She's gonna take all 3 stones out and kind of give them a look over.
Okay. Yeah, so you're right on the cobble road, so you can lay them on solid ground and give them a once over by the firelight. Is there anything that you hope to discern from them, or are you just kind of giving them a look over?
She wants to try and recollect if she's seen any of her family use these before.
Okay. Yeah, roll me a history check.
Is it rolling?
Hello?
Yes.
Discord froze for me. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. I was like, this is the most tense history check. Roll me a history check.
History. Okay.
Again?
I'm just like everything
It's like-
froze, and I'm just like,
Oh no. I was thinking real hard about
were
whether
still
or not
moving
your
on our
family-
side, and we're like, wait,
Yeah.
is she okay?
Should we call for help? Oh, man.
she's not okay.
That is a big old fat 2. That's a 1 on the die.
Yikes.
You believe that on certain occasions, maybe a bigger job, your father was using one to communicate with a caravan, maybe. Gabrielle might very well have one, depending on the situation. But it's not something that happened all that much. If they were used for like company stuff.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she'll keep in mind like when she meets up with the caravan to ask Gabrielle about them, and
Sure.
She's not gonna put them so deep in her pocket this time. She's kind of like just neatly. She's not gonna bury them deep. She's just gonna
Sure.
keep them up and be like, She's
Okay.
getting more curious about them.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so the group is by the fire, and Ilvasar, seemingly satisfied with whatever he has found, walks back over to Yorma, never too far away from her, it seems. And Yorma smiles warmly at him and then turns her attention to you, Nyara, and says, "My dear, are you hungry?"
Now I really realize she probably hadn't eaten in a while. She's like, oh, actually, I probably could have a snack.
Sure. So she will, Ilvasar will offer you something, and he'll grab something for him and Yorma as well. And they just start sitting there eating with you guys. And
What are we eating?
after so they are they look to be travel rations, just normal rations, maybe something a little bit like more than just like the quote unquote store brand, like maybe something that she prepared and sealed up and preserved, but yeah, it's nothing too far off from normal like store-bought rations.
Oh, Reko's heart falls. He thought he was going to have some fresh meat of some kind.
Sorry, my friend.
No, he will be fine. No, he doesn't say it out loud. He just,
okay.
he might look a little crestfallen.
Aw,
but he's
poor
like,
fella.
it's food, and he understands.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
After the alligator bites, he has a really high standard of what like travel food is right now.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. He thinks that the pinnacle of Moroccan cuisine is crocodile. It's
Uh-huh.
great.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like as you guys sit there and eat, Yarma actually at one point, it seems like she's been observing Ashlog. And she says, I don't mean to have eavesdropped, my dear, but did you mention you're collecting those teeth for a spell?
Ashlog's like in the middle of eating. She doesn't use the utensils. She just kind of shoves things into her mouth. She's like got her mouth full and she's like, yes. And there's like crumbs falling.
Yes. Oh, what where did you learn your craft?
Deep in the marsh. Just food falling out of her mouth. Munch, munch.
Baba is very powerful sorceress. She is what my people call the Baba Yaga.
Oh, yes.
She is able to cast the bones and tell your future.
Yes, I think we had a similar name for that growing up. My grandmother used to tell me tales of an old witch in the swamp or some shaman or something that would just live in the deepest parts of the swamp and that they communed with the Fae folk. And tell me, my dear, have you ever seen any Fae out there?
And Ashlog will speak in Sylvan, and she says, yes, I have communed with the Fae quite often.
Reko's like,
Yeah,
the language.
I think Yorma is slightly taken aback by that. I think she didn't expect. Well, I'll let her say it. I thought it was just fairy tales. You are the stuff of legend, my dear.
And she switches back to common,
Interesting.
reaching for another jerky.
Mm-hmm.
Fairies are Fae, yes.
That's okay. They say you know, or your people. Did you live with others like you, or?
No, I lived alone, deep in the marsh.
They say you know old magics that haven't been seen in years. Is that true?
She just like picks up a bone and points at her. You ask too many questions.
I'm sorry. And I think she turns and maybe notices what none of you noticed, that Ilvasar has his hand on his sword now. And she's, ew, stop it. Please, it's a bone. I mean, no offense. It's like meeting a celebrity of some sort. You understand? I wish I could tell my grandmother. God's rest her soul.
Ashlog actually looks completely unimpressed by this. She just reaches for another jerky.
That's wonderful.
Nair just looks on with like horror on her face. Like she's very not used to such uncivilized dinner talk.
You asked too many questions. I love it. Oh man. But yeah, as the meal goes on, I think Yorma takes this as an opportunity to maybe just be quiet and give you respectful time to eat your meal. And somebody from the farm actually comes up, and I think Ilvisar notices them first before you all, as he perks up and maybe you take notice. And this farmhand just he says, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but we just wanted to thank you all for protecting us and protecting the farm. Those bandits really could have done a number if you weren't here, and just thank you all so much. And they actually brought out a bottle of wine, it looks like. And he holds it up to Rekko, and he says, I know it's not much, sir, but we just wanted to give you something as thanks.
I guess Rekko will accept it. Stands up.
Oh, this is most kind of you.
Takes the bottle. Looks over at Nayar and he's like,
is this good?
like hands it over to her. Like,
you are very welcome. I hope that the mess is not too great for you to clean up.
looks around like for approval. Is doing something correctly here?
No, not at all. Not at all. We can deal with it. It's okay. It's unfortunately not the first time something like this has happened.
Why do you not just kill the other ones then?
What's that?
Why do you not just kill the others? It happens so often to just kill them.
Is it happening again?
Well, yes. I mean, we have had the guards of Verso come out here, and we've had them stationed out here a couple times, but they can't always be here. You understand?
No. Do you not know how to carry a knife or a bow or?
Oh, I'm not a fighter, sir. I just work the field.
Do you not have to deal with wolves or other crocodile? I hear that there's many of them here. You do not know how to fight.
I admit it hasn't really been an issue, other than the odd bandit attack.
He like turns around and under his breath.
Southlanders so soft.
I caught part of that, but I heard soft, and he
Southlanders are too soft.
Okay, there we go. But yeah, he kind of sheepishly he's a little embarrassed now. And he just kind of like bows his head and thank you again, and he kind of like scurries off back to the farmhouse.
Oops.
Little fella. It's all right. You didn't kill him, so you know.
Baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
Rekko's really about learning one step at a time.
Sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Ilvisar, as he leaves, he looks over at Yorma and he says, nodding to the bodies, I could help them out and just take them out to the field. Let the Crocs have them, right? And she seems a little off-put by the idea, but says, well, we'll figure it out. Maybe in the morning. And he turns to Nyara, and he says, you were examining the bodies. Did you find anything on them?
Can I do an insight check to trust him?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Just looks like a beefy elf boy.
How beefy.
Pretty beefy for an elf. That's a 20 for an insight. Okay. He is you just want to see if he's like being honest, being like is he trustworthy?
Is he prying for things that he
Yeah,
maybe
it's
shouldn't
more-
be prying for?
I don't know if they're who they're hired by.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So as far as like who they're hired by, you don't see any sort of indication on his you don't see any like insignias or emblems or anything on his armor. But as far as like he's prying for information, he really just he's not. It's more of a he's definitely investigating, but he's not. You don't detect anything like sinister behind it. Similar, you guys did an insight check on Yorma last session, and and while maybe she wasn't being like maybe she was putting on a little bit of a show, like trying to be overly like warm and overly welcome, there was no ill will behind it. You don't get the sense that he means ill will, but he definitely is looking for information.
Yeah, she'll kind of reach in her bag and she'll make sure she pulls out the correct color, which was the green one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll show him, and she's he had, I think the leader had this, and she'll just kind of show it to him.
Oh. Huh. Odd that bandits would have a sending stone. What would they need that for? And he turns to Yorma, and he gets a little his look gets a little more hardened, and he says, Yorma, I don't think these roads are safe anymore. They're if this means what I think it means, they're contacting one another and they're ramping up their attacks on these farms. I don't want you traveling if they're getting more organized. And she kind of go on.
No, I will just be like, I don't mean to pry, but who are you talking about?
Well, the bandits. There have been attacks here and there, and small raids of people that just, want to rob people on the roads, or if they get a little greedy, they will go after one of these vulnerable farms. I mean, God knows the guards of Verso aren't doing anything about it.
Could you repeat the first part of that?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Discord froze.
It's okay. He says, well, the bandits, I mean, they, other than the odd preying on travelers on the roads, maybe they get a little more greedy and go after these farms. But if they're getting more organized and they're getting more infrastructure, these roads aren't safe. And God knows the guards of Verso aren't doing anything about it. And people like Yorma try to travel and sell their wares on this road. It's just not safe. She kind of does that like old lady, like pish posh, like I'm fine.
Well, she might be fine, but I think it's anyone who's doing business with Cypress, I think, are the actual targets.
And both of them kind of perk up at that. What do you mean, dear?
Well, did you guys pass the Cypress caravan earlier?
Yes, I believe they were almost on their way to Verso or almost at Verso when we saw them. We weren't that far along on the road.
Yeah, well, we need to catch back up with them, but we were hired by Cypress to add a little beef to this trip. We were we've run into some problems, and this was just the latest problem.
And they both Ilvasar, I think, seems a little bit less on edge once he knows that you're working with Cypress. I think he relaxes a little bit and kind of nods knowingly, and he says, well, at least somebody's taking this seriously.
Oh, it's very serious matter, honest. It's distressing to have these farmers preyed upon for whoever might have, ill will against Cypress.
So you're saying you believe the bandits to be after Cypress and not so much the farms? I don't quite understand. Why not just attack the caravan then?
Well, we're not exactly sure what's happening, but I think Naira is like very nervous. She's like, well.
Oh, it's okay, dear. Don't let him scare you. He's a big softy. And she kind of just elbows him.
She blushes like, oh dear. No, well, it's that, there's competition coming up, and the more the farmers don't want anything to do with Cypress because our farms are being attacked, and we're not there to protect them. Our competition swoops in and saves the day, I think, is more of their true MO.
So maybe you're suggesting their competition organized the bandit raid?
I think so.
Well, they must have a considerable amount of gold to goad the bandits into doing their bidding. Those bastards will go anywhere for a quick buck.
Did they have gold on them? Because
Not
if
a
they did,
lot,
we should
really.
probably get it. Oh, you did get
she'll
it.
hand
Oh, good.
Rekko the 12 copper pieces. She's like,
Oh.
that's all they had,
Is-
but you can have it.
Is this enough in your money for them to come kill us? Like, holds
It's-
up the copper.
Not really. I imagine they would be getting paid after a job done with the amounts in their pockets. Or they've got it stashed somewhere else.
Rekko think this easy way to not get paid, but okay.
Well, it makes them more eager to do the job if they haven't been paid yet.
Yes. Well, it's an interesting thought, and it would explain the brazenness of attacking a farm directly. Well, not sure, but at least there's one less group of bandits on the road, thanks to you all. And that, you had said, and looking at Otis, you had said that your concoction was trademarked. Do you sell that at all?
No, I do not. It's for personal use only, but for my personal use only. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine. If it's effective, it could prove as a great tool for the traveler to defend themselves. Do you have any more concoctions or gadgets like that?
I've got a few projects up my sleeve. I'm sort of my thing, kind of just tinkering away at certain things in the likes and sort. Part of the trade, I suppose.
Yeah, well, keep at it, son. You think you have a future in this stuff, and are you sure you can't be persuaded to part with a little bit of it? I'm sure I could trade you something.
We might be able to work something out.
Although, if it's trademarked, I can't exactly sell it.
No, you cannot.
Yeah, that's okay. Keep your secrets. And she kind of playfully laughs a bit.
Speaking of a secret, what are you doing on the road?
What are we doing? Oh, I'm
Ah.
I'm a trader out of Verso, and I regularly travel to the other towns and just shill my wares. It keeps me going. You can't sit in a store all day. You've got to
Recco
get out there.
looks around the campus.
Where are your wares?
I'm sorry, you cut out on after looks around the camp.
Where are your wares?
Oh, where are her wares? Well, admittedly, I was traveling with more purchasing in mind this time. Usually I'm trading with, or I'm traveling with my my cart, but as evidenced by the bandit attack, it's been a little dangerous lately. So I figured travel light, but make it a business travel. Business trip, rather.
What do you normally buy and sell?
I usually oddities. I admit that I have an interest in magical relics and artifacts, but those very rarely float to the surface in the swamp. It's more of a hobby for me, which is why I'm so interested in the things that your friends and the infamous Baba Yaga have to offer. But no, this in particular, I heard that my friend in Avignon had a particularly rare liquor that he came across, and I was hoping to buy it off of him and visit an old friend. It's been years since I've seen him.
Recco remembers back to shooting lightning at the back of a bar and exploding bunches of bottles and.
He sure does.
Oh, yes. Good luck with that. Yes. Seems like an interesting business venture. Yes.
Did you're coming from Avignon, yes? You met Alex. It's the
But
innkeeper.
Did we meet Alex?
That was the innkeeper's name.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Recco is trying to play dumb.
Got it.
Yeah, we
Nayara, did we
had a
meet
run
him?
with him. Yeah.
Oh, how is he?
He'll be needing to buy some of your perhaps more finer liquor if you have it on you this time around.
Oh, is he running low? I guess business is good. Oh, good for him.
Has been
very
something.
good. Very busy.
It's been lightning
Good for
fast.
him. Well done.
Damn it.
Oh, well done.
Out.
I love it. Oh man.
If Recco could blush, he'd be blushing.
Recco's sitting there like, oh god.
Yeah. If he could sweat through his scales, he would.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, poor baby boy. And yeah, so if there's anything else y'all would like to accomplish, I mean the rest of the night is just really spent, chatting around the fireside, trading stories. Actually, so Ilvasar at one point will turn to Recco and say, the way you fight, it's interesting. You're not from around here. Where'd you learn to fight? And I'm not talking about the just me. your form and everything.
Ricker just kind of like gives him a look, and then he like looks down at his scales.
Nah, I am not from around here. You have very perceptive eye. I grew up in the Bronze Rise with the Deti Groma. Children of Thunder? A Dragonborn tribe. One of the tribes that follow the god of Tempest. I learned to fight there. Dragonborn grow up very quickly. Yes, and we learn to fight very young.
Oh. An entire tribe of Dragonborn. That's interesting.
Their skill is different to mine, but we are family, yes. What are the name of the shorter, ones with big beard? They like metal and iron.
I'm sorry, I'm getting about half of what you're saying, but I feel like you're describing dwarves right now.
Yep, he's
Okay,
trying to
nice.
describe dwarves, but doesn't know the name for them.
Got it. I think it might be your mic sensitivity because when you explain
it is
as
cranked
a
all the way
follow-up-
up.
Really? Oh, Discord, why you do this? Dwarves, you mean? Yeah, plucky fellows. Oh man.
Pluck.
Not they're strong and they're hardy, but it's been a while since I've seen somebody fight like you.
They make a these.
And he like flourishes out the big axe. It's like the single half moon with the spike on the back of it.
Yeah.
And,
I think it's funny because I think his reaction, because he's kind of warmed up to you guys at this point. It's like an instinct that he mom arms Yorma, but his facial expression doesn't change. It's like still sheer like wonder at the axe that you just brandished, and he says, "Do you mind? Like the craftsmanship is impeccable."
Only if you are extremely careful with it. And remember,
Of course.
before you put it away,
A weapon
it
is an
must
extension of
taste
yourself,
blood.
and I would never hurt you.
but it will hurt you. Before you give it back, it must taste blood.
I'm sorry, you cut out, but are you asking him to slice his own hand?
before he gives it back, Rekko wants him to do that, yes. I guess you can't hear me still, so this is good. Yeah, so Rekko is saying that before he gives the axe back, he has to cut himself on it. To prove his point, before Rekko
I'm sorry. I heard it.
No, yeah, but to prove his point, Rekko, like before he hands it over,
Okay.
cuts it on his hand.
I'm really sorry. This is cutting out again.
Can anyone else hear me, or is it just Rob that can't?
I also can't hear you half the time either.
Wowie. So we didn't fix anything.
I don't know.
All right, we're going the other direction with my microphone to make it even more. Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you. So chat, you guys can hear him because he's also recording his side. The call itself is goofing. So we're having trouble.
I don't know what else. I don't know.
Yeah,
so
I'm not sure what the solution is. Do you?
There isn't one, unless we choose a
we
different
switch to
call
Zoom?
function or fix. We can't right now because Zoom has a limit, and I'm not paying for it. So
There's a limit? Oh.
Yeah, it's a 45-minute limit unless you're paying for it. Regardless, that's something to figure out a different time. Obviously, I thought Discord 2 weeks later would have figured its shit out on one way or another and would be fine. But that's clearly not the case. Since I seem to be the only one having problems.
We'll do our best. Sorry. I don't mean to derail this.
It's good.
I'm trying my best to decipher. I got dwarves. It was like charades. I understood that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying that Rekko is going to cut himself before?
Yeah, just like on the finger right before he hands it over.
Okay. Ilvisar furrows his brow and is intrigued and a little off-put by that, but he kind of doesn't want to show a weakness. And he kind of gives this like smirk, and he's like, "Okay, all right." Says it.
Rekko's just like staring at him, watching.
So say, Dragonborn custom then.
Ah.
And then, so yeah, he examines it and he handles it with extreme care. And I mean, just by looking at this guy, he's a seasoned warrior. Obviously, a lot of merchants will usually travel with like a couple bodyguards. It seems like Ilvisar is enough. And he just, softly turns it over in his hand, like never really taking his eyes off of it, and just his fingers, at one point he kind of traces the carvings with his fingers, and he looks at you and he nods, and he slices his finger and hands it back to you, and he just kind of does one of these like,
just Rekko is all like teeth and smile right now, and then he just busts out laughing.
You fall for all this trick in the book, and you cut yourself on this. Why would Blade need to taste blood before it gets put away or handed across? It's ridiculous. Southlanders are so dumb.
Is completely beat red, and Yorma is fucking hysterical right now. She is just like, ah!
Rekko play a really good joke, isn't that right?
Oh, Ilvisar, I don't hire you for your brains. Oh, God.
Zinger.
And he is just like, he's very embarrassed.
Rekko just like takes his sleeve and like cleans off the blade. He's like,
so gross, your blood on my blade.
oh, he just puts it away.
Yes, very funny. Take advantage of somebody trying to honor your customs.
Naira will just like kind of pat him on the shoulder and be like, "It's all right."
And I think he'll get a little flustered and be like, "Well, I suppose I should take the first watch then." And he stands up with purpose, and he goes and he just kind of turns his back to everybody, and he just stands there like looking at the road ahead of him and just being vigilant. And
because I'm not sure if Rekko would notice if he needs to apologize or not. Can I roll an insight check to see if he notices if this guy's taking it a little harshly?
Oh, of course. Yeah. Roll me that ill insight.
I could just say that, but I'd rather see if he actually notices.
Okay.
7.
A 7. He looks, you definitely noticed he was embarrassed, but you don't feel as though he is taking it personally. I think it was just, you think it was just like a moment of embarrassment.
Okay.
And Yorma, following your gaze at him, says, "Oh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's tougher than he looks. He looks pretty tough, doesn't he?"
I've seen tougher.
Oh, yes. He can handle himself very well in a fight. In fact, he was sword drawn, ready to go, and then he saw you fire that lightning bolt and drop 4 men at once. That was astounding.
Rekko is very powerful. It comes with being a bronze dragonborn. I am powered by destiny.
I have only met... Never a bronze, but there was... a green dragonborn couple that came through Verso not too long ago, maybe
They
a
tell
couple
me
months
that
back.
crocodile is not green dragonborn. Is this true?
Crocodiles? She seems to be rolling an insight check of her own to see if you're kidding. And she
Absolutely sincere. It doesn't matter what she rolls.
Oh
He's
yeah,
sincere.
no, I know. Oh, I absolutely no. I was not actually rolling. It was
Okay.
completely just rhetorical. I don't know.
Sure.
No, crocodiles are not the same as dragonborn. I don't believe they're even related.
That is unfortunate. I had hoped to meet some of my kind when I came to the south.
Well, you very well might. They're not common by any means, but you never know. You never know. But anyway, it is getting a little late for old Yorma, so if you don't mind, think I might turn in. If there's anything you need, I'm sure I can talk to the folk here at the farm. I know them. They're good people. Would they have this? If they had the space, they would invite you inside, but it's a modest establishment, you understand. And she'll go over and make herself comfy on a bedroll nearby.
Okay. I want to rest so I can be level 2 barbarian.
Yes. Well, so if that's the case, then would you all like to rest and set some watches? You will have Ilvisar for part of it, but he will need to do his LV Trancy thing at some point.
Ashlog does not volunteer, and she does spooky witch stuff.
Feels right.
Otis is doing some like feverish tinkering.
Reko will take a watch. It's fine. I see where this is going.
It's great.
He looks over and sees her doing creepy witch stuff. He's like, looks over and sees Otis like messing with things that he clearly doesn't understand, like mechanical like gears and little things. And he's like, he looks over at Nyara. What is Nyara doing?
She's just like kind of sitting comfortably, like as if you like sit to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of like just getting ready to do a trance of her own.
Trance it up, baby.
Reko will take the watch.
Yeah, that's fine. Rekka will take it.
All right. So so everybody gets off to their own version of resting, whether it be feverish tinkering or feverish bone rolling. And Nyara, you settle in for a trance. Is there anything that you are focusing on for the day? Or is it just your average everyday trance?
I think she's just gonna take a moment to have every day just trance, just kind of maybe let the last few days just slide away and have a moment to herself.
For sure. Okay. And Reko, you're posting up on watch, the ever vigilant, ever shiny man that you are.
Yeah, ever vigilant. Sure.
Ever vigilant. Let's test that.
Yep.
Roll me a perception.
Okay. Well, I probably shouldn't have said anything, but here we are.
Also, Nyara, roll me
a Dragonborn.
Actually, you know what? Everybody roll me a perception.
Okay.
19.
Reko, that's a
I need to
19. Okay.
update my rolling thing.
Nyara, with a 15. Ashley, wow, everybody's very perceptive tonight.
Not bad.
That's
Live
cool.
and learn.
Yeah, live and learn. Yeah, so the scene is set. Ashlog is kind of off, and she's managed to find the most shadowy part around a campfire. I don't know how she's done it. It casts light, and yet she has found a dark little area, or her dark little corner, as it were, to roll the bones and cast her little incantations and spells and whatnot. Ashlog, is there anything in particular you're doing? I keep saying roll the bones, but what are you doing?
So it definitely changes depending on whether it's a ritual like before bed or waking up.
Sure.
At nighttime, she'll be kneeling in the mud and getting dirty, and she just kind of like seems to be talking to herself and chanting, and she's kind of like swaying. She's casting some kind of magic. It's not really entirely sure what it is. But she seems to be communing with the marsh itself. Yeah. She's
interesting.
Other than that, she's just preparing her spells for the next day.
Okay. All right. And Otis, what you working on there, buddy?
Otis has got like a sort of like two eyepieces for goggles in front of him. And he's kind of got his tinkering tools out and he's working on them. And you can kind of see that from where he's holding the tools, there's like these almost like arcane threads kind of moving around the tinker's tools. And he's kind of like lacing and kind of like doing all this sort of arcane sort of things around the goggles. And every so often there's like a pop from like the a wrong thread maybe somewhere in some place.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's cool.
And every so often he like picks one up and like looks through it. It's like no, and then goes back into it.
Yeah. Rekko, what's on your mind, brother? Are you thinking about anything on your watch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the conversation with Ilvisar kind of like brought up thoughts of home, and then like Rekko, it kind of maybe hits him that like, holy crap, I'm really far from home. Man, I've never been this far before. Now I'm like adventuring with a bunch of these weird people and like with the Baba Yaga, and it's like kind of starting to like culminate. He's like, I actually killed people. I killed like people and crocodiles, and
yeah,
man, this adventure's been wild already. And then it like kind of probably goes over and he remembers what Ashlock said about being able to teach him magic. And then he thinks about like all the great stories of like great mages and shaman of his tribe and stuff like that. And he like is imagining himself in the center of a storm, calling down lightning all around him. And he's like, yeah. So he's like in super daydream mode about like being able to actually do magic. And he's like, yeah, I could like fly. I could really fly like an actual dragon. And
that's awesome.
He's doing that like, I have that dream every night too, where I'm like, dude, I'd love to be a Super Saiyan. And so he's having that like about being a
super
mage.
dragon.
Yeah.
I love it. I had a very quick moment of clarity where I unmuted the stream so I could hear that entire story. So I'm super pumped that it worked. I got all of that. Super cool dream about killing all your friends. I mean,
hey man,
not
yet.
No, and so as Nyara is reflecting on the day, as she said, and Rekko is taken to thoughts of home, occasionally maybe shaken out of his daydream by a pop or a particularly guttural incantation to the swamp. But the watch passes, fairly calmly, and then suddenly you all hear it, and it's faint because it's in her pocket, but you hear a voice coming from Nyara's area, and you can't quite make out what it is saying, but it's a male voice, muffled. And
are sending stones verbal or are they mental?
They are.
If they do this,
as far as I know, they're verbal.
If they do the sending spell,
It's different than the message spell.
Okay, I thought sending was mental as well, but I'm not super sure.
I will double check.
I would
And
like to
if
learn, please,
it's
DM.
not-
Teach me.
If it's not verbal, then I will retcon that.
All right, can it be verbal if you want to be verbal? I just want
Yeah,
to know
yeah.
what it says.
Because
I'm curious.
Oh, they hear it in their mind. Whoops. I'm an idiot.
Can
nope.
be verbal if you
These
want.
are these are verbal. Because of the way I've established it in a past episode, and I also want them to work that way. So,
Sure. They're verbal sending stones. There you go. Like telephones.
So yeah. But yeah, it's a muffled sound coming from Nyara's direction. And Nyara, you can hear it, maybe not as clear as the other night, but you can hear a name, the same name you heard the other night. Almar, find me.
Do I
Discord
hear
cut
this
out
woman?
again.
Oh, you heard Almar, find me.
Nara will kind of like do a jump.
Mm.
Imagine it's like if there was a log nearby, she would like jump and just kind of like peek over the log, like at her bag, and be like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, what
Like-
was that?"
Like hide behind the log and then be like, what the hell?
So kinda like-
Nyara, are you
Hear that?
okay? Did I hear that?
So you all did hear a voice. You didn't hear the words. Nyara was the only one close enough to hear what it was saying. Because it's in her bag. It's a little muffled.
Rekka will stand up and go walk over.
Yeah, she'll
Uh,
kind of like
Nyara?
get up and like open her bag and just kind of like look to see which one is talking.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Uh-oh.
Ashlog walks over, dripping mud.
So that's an
Baba, you're so
11
dirty.
for Arcana. You are unable to tell.
I'll just like hold my pouch open and be like, "Ashlog, help!" What's happening?
She'll
What
grab
is in the
them
bag? Is it
in
an
muddy
animal?
Hands.
Is it
She'll
crocodile?
look at them. Try to figure out if there's some kind of magical signature that's been active recently.
Yeah, you roll me an Arcana check then. So that is a wowzers. That is a 25. You can feel maybe it's just a sense of magic, or maybe you saw a quick glimmer of aura slowly fading as the spell stopped. You see that it was the one with the red symbol on it.
Ashlog kind of shakes them. It's this one. She'll indicate that it's the red one.
Okay.
What is that? It is just a stone. Why are we worried about the stone?
It's not just a normal stone. This here is a sending stone. It's a very interesting magical item that
Send.
kind of lets you send a message across a very far distance. It's an interesting find you got there.
Which
Why-
which stone was it? Did she
It was
say?
the red one.
The red one.
So
There was
you
one
had
from
found
the
that
tent.
it was one of the two that you found in the tent.
Naira will be like, "I think that was Teriyaki's friends."
They are dead though. So why are they talking in stone?
Well, someone's asking for them
Oh, I
to
thought
like
you meant
contact
this was
them.
message from
There's
beyond
more
the
of them.
grave.
Yeah, no, it's not the dead guy talking from the stone.
Oh.
Or is it DM's world, baby?
Should we respond? I don't know.
Well,
What did they say?
Wouldn't just Alamar contact me? Well, we don't. Does anyone remember what he sounded like?
Nah, Reko
couldn't
has
really
it.
be
He
like-
sounded like, my name Elmar. And then he died.
Maybe close. I don't, probably not. But
I remember
Anyway.
him screaming.
it's probably not a good message either.
Oh.
We remember what teriyaki sounds like. Maybe we could pretend to be her, and try. Oh, Alamar is in the bathroom.
Maybe if we
Eh?
like
That was really good.
make
I
it
bought
sound
that.
like it's super windy, and so like the voice doesn't, it doesn't sound like.
I'm going through
person?
a tunnel. You're breaking up.
I'm going through a grove.
There's crocodiles all around. I do not know what to do.
Ashlog throws up her hands and casts thaumaturgy to make it sound like it's crackling thunder.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I guess Nara will take
perfect.
the stone and like. Yes, it's Teriani. I'm sorry. We've had some trouble. Please advise what we should do. And she's kind of like moving the stone around ish. As the wind is going by.
Reko's just like,
Yeah, just thumbs up. I'm cool.
Okay.
stupidest plan.
This is awful.
I'll admit, I did not think this is gonna go down this way, and I love it.
Nah, man, we got this.
I love this.
Oh, yeah.
Are we assisting in the deception, DM?
Ilvisar is shocked by the thunder and turns around and sees you all crowding around the stone and walks over. But this is, as Nayara is speaking to it, so he doesn't interfere, but
Do we we're all waiting with held breath around the stone to see if they respond again?
Sorry, I accidentally. Was I?
no,
I
it's
accidentally
okay.
clicked.
That's okay. You do get the stone. You see the symbol on it pulse for a moment, and you hear the same voice. My camp at sunrise.
Should we say that we forgot where it is?
Yeah, need a reminder.
Mm-hmm.
Elmar forgot. So we need to remember.
All right, Nara's gonna be like, Alamar, dropped the map in the swamp. Can you relay the coordinates again?
This is good. This is good. This is good. Yeah. Nayara, you are a great impressionist.
This one is going to require a deception roll.
Oh, here we go. Again, are we assisting DM?
I hate it. Yes.
So
I
what
know
does assist do for 5th ed?
Go ahead and roll it with advantage.
Come on.
Ooh, 15.
A 15. The I'm fucking dying here. Of all the things I've had to come up with. The symbol pulses one more time. And it just says north of the bandit attack. It didn't go well.
He knows where they're all connected. They're all,
I was kind of like, whisper, how do they know?
They were in on it. We're such good detectives. We should get a raise.
Eshlog,
Too good.
if they
Many
know
of them
about
escape.
Eshlog, if they know about the attack, they might be close enough to hear where the thunder is coming from. We may be giving away our position.
Hopefully they'll just think it's isolated showers.
North.
Isolate.
The weather mage said it was supposed to be sunny today.
Is north in the direction of Verso?
Verso is west.
Gotcha.
Probably about a quarter of a day west of you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to take you long to get there from here.
So what do? Do we go at sunrise?
they're-
We scope it out, or
They're expecting Terriani and the other two by sunrise. I guess we should at least go.
Does Nyara
totally.
look like Terriani in any way, shape, or form?
That's racist. Do all elves look the same to you?
To Rekko, probably.
Honestly? To Rekko,
He's only
yeah.
seen like
I
four.
mean, they look
so...
the same.
like,
In reality,
look-
not at all.
you look like Terriani. You could fake them out. You could say, "Oh, you lost Almar in an attack," which that did happen. And that,
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think we need to impersonate anybody, but we should at least
Oh.
go.
Oh
Be
no, that's
stealthy
okay.
and spy on things and see what they do when
we
I
can
guess
spy,
the
yes.
real Terriani doesn't show up.
And at this point, Ilvasar interjects, and he has made his way over at this point and says, "What on earth are you doing?" And he
Rekko looks at
kind
this
of like
and then-
looks up at the thunderstorm.
and looks at the group and goes,
Does he need to know about this, or do we need to just like move him away?
Theater. It's we're practicing
The
theater.
leader.
You really are a strange lot. Roll deception on that, Nick.
Yeah, I don't want him to know. He doesn't need to know. He's. Let me see. Deception. Oh, I'm so good at deception. Oh, so good.
that's a 5.
A 5, very strong 5 there. He doesn't buy it. He says, "Theater. Is that why
Yeah.
you're whispering into the sending stone that we found?"
It's part of the Act 1 finisher. Not doing it? No.
He draws his sword and he says,
Oh,
No, it's okay. And I'll just kind of like put up her hands. It's okay.
Oi. You want to spar, eh?
Rekko's already got his axe out. That is a
Yudvisar, I know I play funny joke on you and you did not appreciate it, but if we are coming to blows, I do not wish to do this.
"Well, if you're the ones that are in league with the bandits, then yes, I have to do this."
No, we're
I promise you we're not.
no,
We just
we're
kind of murked all of them.
I think
We got a
he may be
location.
dumber than Rekko.
don't.
That is impressive.
We just it started speaking, and we decided to try and fool them with theater, and We got a possible location on to something to check out next to see where the bandits who hired them.
Ashlog's behind them all, just like, just like straining from doing the magic.
Oh God.
He looks at Nyara and he kind of studies her face as she's saying this, and the sword clicks back in its hilt, and he steps back.
If it eases you, Naira will go into her pouch and she'll pull out her official Cypress paperwork and like her identification papers. And it's like we're not with the bandits. We're legit trying to stop them.
Yeah, he gives it a quick glance, but I think that he trusts his gut on this, and he says, "You might want to be careful. If this is the way that you go about your investigation, that's a good way to get a crossbow in the back."
How does he know about that?
I want to be careful there, buddy. With your words.
How did he know?
Does Rekko actually say, how does he know about
Yeah.
Was he a spy as well?
And then like the axe is in his hand. He's like,
Are you a spy as well?
No. What? I thought you guys are supposed to be good at this. I just
like,
mean
look-
that's how you get found out.
Rekko looks at the rest of the group.
Is he not? He knew. He know.
It's we're learning on the job.
Okay, well, this isn't like an apprenticeship where it's harmless if you make mistakes. I mean, you're capable fighters, but you need to keep your heads about you.
Do you work for Cypress Company? Do you care what we do?
Well, I care because I don't want to see you lot get killed. I think you're good people.
Oh, that's kind of you.
No. Just be careful. He'll go back to his watch, maybe standing a little bit closer to Yorma now, eyeing the storm every now and again. So,
I guess we wake up early and
Well,
try to find the camp.
we would have to be at the camp before sunrise. So
And we should get some rest, yeah?
I guess everyone take some nap, and we gotta probably leave as soon as we can, or else that camp's gonna be mighty antsy if they don't show up before sunrise.
So I'm going to say that you could get about 6-ish hours. I'm going to say that some of you were already in your rests, essentially. I could call it enough time to get a long rest as long as you wake up like immediately before sunrise. Fair enough. I think that, I mean, assuming you know where the hell you're going, you could probably
North,
make that camp and get a full night's sleep.
North.
And level up and whatnot.
Yeah, well, if you said north, I got it. It's right in here.
North's a direction. North is a direction.
So we all go to our long rests.
Yeah.
Is that the plan? Okay. And I think that's a perfect time for us to call our
it sure
first
is. Look
break
at that
here.
dude flies by every time, man. I didn't even notice.
Always.
Usually I'm on top of it.
And when we come back, our band of quote heroes will head north to discover what this plot may be. We will be right back in about 3 to 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, wanted to stop in real quick and thank Duzen for his 21 months at a tier 1 subscription. Thank you so much, dude. as well as Word Morningstar and Vinny2K04 for your follows. Welcome to the Salt Factory. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for DieFall Cypress Episode 5. If you've been enjoying this show, think about giving it a follow and following all the players involved as well. If you need to get caught up on any of the episodes, you can head on over to any of our podcast locations on iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud, as well as over to the YouTube channel if you want the actual video versions of those things. It is there in a nice little playlist for you, as well as all of the other Dungeons & Dragons stuff that we do. We will have another show for DieFall Presents Waterdeep Dragon Heist on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then you can watch all the other one-shots and things that we've done as well. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. As Nick runs off, it's totally fine. To part 2 of Cypress Episode 5. We had all just taken a long rest, and I think we were going to wake up early with our new level 2 powers and go investigate some people that are doing sending zone stuff. So, yeah, Rob, bring us back in.
Sorry, the music is just like stopped and won't play.
It's working on my end.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
I
touch
got
it then.
over here,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
but it did stop. for a second.
Oh yeah, that was me trying to fix it. Anyway, yeah. So at the ass crack at dawn, just before sunrise, the party wakes up and is ready to roll. At some point, Rekko had finished his watch, and Nyara had finished her trance, and he got some shut eye, so that he too could level up and be a big, strong level 2 friend. With his beefy 13 additional hit points. My God, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And yeah, so the party awakes refreshed, feeling ready to tackle the next phase of their investigato. And it looks as though Yorma is also up a little early. She's warming herself by the now smoldering fire, trying to stoke it a little bit so she can maybe boil some water or something for a coffee-like substance. And she, smiles warmly to the party and just says, Ilvisar clued me into what you're doing, and it's brave, but please be careful. We have the town guards for a reason.
Well, they're in town. We're out in the swamp.
Yes, but
We'll be okay. I do greatly appreciate your concern, the both of you have for us, considering you just met us.
Well, us strangers on the road have to look out for one another. It's things like this, unfortunately, are present in the wild. Bandits and beasts and whatnot, and a friendly face can make all the difference.
I'm learning that for sure.
Well, be safe, and I'll tell Alex you said hi.
Yeah. Thanks. She's like,
and yeah, so she'll leave you to it. She's just gonna stay by the fire as Ilvisar maybe finishes up his trance, the tail end of it looks like. And yeah, the sun is on its way to rising. And so if you wish to head north, you may do so.
Before they leave, Naira will just kind of like extend her hand to Ilsfar to like shake it and be like, "It was good meeting you."
You as well. All of you. And he looks at Rekko and he kind of like gives him a quick little like wave to but maybe extends the finger that he cut, like his pointer finger a little bit, and he just.
Until next time, warrior.
Yes. And he'll get up and stretch and start about his day. And yeah, so that if you wish to depart from this friendly couple of folks on the road and make your way north, you may do so, unless there's something else you guys want to do.
Let's go get into some trouble.
The
Let's
Discord
go.
was blipping all over the place.
No! Disaster.
Let's go get into trouble. Let's
No,
do
it's
the
okay.
thing.
That is a-okay. No, I was just saying if there's anything else you guys want to do, you may feel free to do so. Otherwise, the early morning is yours to traverse in the direction you wish to traverse. Let me know.
I guess we're heading out then.
Yeah, I think we're good to head out.
Okay. All
Roll
right.
out.
And so, do you, Nyara, I believe you still have that map. Do you make use of that?
I guess I'll pull it out and see if
Mm.
it's, I guess, useful. I don't know if we check. If I thought I checked if there's noticeable landmarks or markings on the map that Teriyaki's group would have made on it.
You had seen that there were now I'm having trouble remembering. No, because I remember you asking about the noticeable landmarks, and then I thought you checked the map separately. I might be combining things. You see marked where basically the farms are, so you can use it to kind of reorient yourself if need be. But so it would just be straight north of this farm.
Yeah, I guess I'll confer with Otis since he's our compass, and just kind of orient ourselves with okay, we're here, and then we need to go north from here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you guys start making your way north as the sun is beginning to climb, and it's about an hour and a half north, and you do start to see past maybe a few trees. There's a bit of a tree line here, and you do see tucked away. You catch the edge of a tent. And there's nothing that you can see beyond the trees right now from your current position, but at about 100 or so feet in front of you, you do see what looks to be the edge of some sort of campsite tucked away. And yeah.
I think it is time for us to sneak, yes?
Nara will nod and be like, yes. Time to sneak.
Oh, wait. Decapitado? Incapacitado? Which one?
Oh, he lost me? He's asking if it's
I
decapitate or
lost.
incapacitate again. Incap.
Decapitado or incapacitado?
We might, if this is the sort of shot caller around here, we might want to incapacitado and then bring him over to Verso and see what we can do about him in there.
Yes,
I will wait
that
for
sounds like
your
a great idea.
signal. I will. It's good. Okay.
Okay, so
Ashlog kind of shifts her very large, very heavy armor around. She's like, we are sneaking. Crinkle, 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 clack.
Yeah, and then Otis is like, it seems that way, and he kind of pulls up his pants, and it just falls maybe a centimeter, and the loudest just clink, 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 clong, just all these just different. All right, let's do this.
Everybody roll me stealth checks. The two of you at disadvantage.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Y'all are just asking for it. Oh man, that's
We
great.
have
Oh,
destiny.
not that bad.
All right, that's not bad for disadvantage. Otis with a 12, Nyara with a 17, Rekka with an 11, and Ashlar with a 15. All right, so maybe after having the experience that y'all had last time, maybe you're a little bit more careful and a little bit more aware of how loud you can be.
It's
And
definitely the boots I stole off the dead guy.
definitely the boots you saw off the
Wow.
dead guy. The swamp spirits are protecting you and your steps, your footfalls. And so yeah, do you guys start approaching the way?
Yes. At least Nyara does.
Okay, yeah. So is everybody going to begin their approach?
Yeah. So what are we as we get closer? What are we kind of? Is it just like a tent, or what are we?
Yeah, so what you're seeing as you get closer, you're surprised and you can kind of peer through the tree line. The tent that you see is actually one of a few. And this is whereas the last campsite was a singular tent and it was clearly like an old drop point of like some goods or what have you, or maybe just some stuff was abandoned. And the tent and a couple other effects were kind of an afterthought, like they were new additions to this already existing hidden site. This looks much more like it has been here for a while and has seen use. You see the tent that you saw the edge of is right up to the water, and it's almost kind of a network of these little not quite islands, but like land, like bits of land, and there's like hastily laid down wooden planks in between them, and on each of these some of the bigger plots of land there are like tents and like a couple of like bedrolls and maybe arms and weapons and whatnot scattered about, but it looks like a little network of what you assume to be like maybe where the bandits came from. This looks like almost the makings of a small community, like 3 or 4 tents scattered throughout. And an investigation check would yield maybe a little bit more information if you wanted to.
Yeah, Nyara's definitely gonna
Yeah, I'm gonna
check
try that
out.
as well. Or maybe I can just help Nara
Sure.
by giving her, sort of like just making sure that she's staying hidden as she's investigating.
Yeah, kind of keeping an eye out as she is investigating. So sure, Nyara, you can roll that again, as if you had advantage. So yeah, so a 21 will show you that what you're seeing. You, Nyara, I think you notice maybe a similar make of weapon as the bandits were using, laying on one of the makeshift weapon stands next to one of the tents, and you kind of surmise that this looks like it might belong to them. And then you realize that the tent that you were seeing the edge of, you kind of have a better angle on it now. You're looking a little bit more to the left of it, so you can kind of see inside of it. And it looks like this mishmash of like presumably like pillaged and stolen goods. Some like shinier bits of like maybe something that a merchant was carrying, and then other things like weapons or just some coin purses scattered on the ground. It's just kind of like the loot tent that they were keeping. And you note that on the far side of this camp. And it would probably be about why is this not doing the thing I wanted to? There we go. About like 150 feet away from you. You see a couple of men in a similar looking armor as Teriani and her sauce bosses. Teriyaki and the sauce bosses. That's
sauce
their
bosses.
name.
Yes.
The
Oh my
sauce
god.
Easy.
Is Almar the A1 sauce?
Alma.
Oh.
They call him A1 Alma, huh?
He is
Wow.
now.
A1 Almar. But yeah, so you see them on the far side.
She'll kind of like scoot back a little bit, and as Oz, who's like with her, like, I think Teriyaki's boss is just on the other side of the camp.
So what do we do now?
Should we, what's the plan? I don't even, we're here.
I guess maybe try and go around the camp and just two of them. I just grab them. At least try and capture them. Let's try not to kill them first.
What
Okay.
what time is it?
So this is just about 7 o'clock in the morning. So like the sun is this is approximately sunrise.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just worried that there might be more of them around, just not about.
Should we walk a
guess do we-
perimeter and see?
Yeah, I guess we kind of continue on and see if we can tell if they're the only ones here.
Okay. So make me a perception check. Whoops. What am I doing? It's a 7 perception.
I decided to look into the sun.
You can only see the two that are hanging out at that far tent. They're just conversing, hands on hips. The one has his hand on a crossbow that's still at his side. It's not drawn, but he seems to be ready for anything, as it were, or at least he looks to be.
Nairo, I'm like, I think it's just them.
Ashlog
you-
holds up her hands suggestively, like,
Distraction may be good if we go to sneak and get them.
Well, we might want to see how close we can get sneaking in, and then as soon as they notice us, we pounce on them. Just so we're a little bit closer in proximity. We're not running across the camp for them.
Right,
Mhm.
right. And it would be better if they never notice us, yeah?
Yes.
That would be
Yes.
best.
Low and slow, yeah? Okay.
Okay.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I think we're trying to sneak across camp.
Trying to
Yeah, like,
sneak
by like
Around?
behind
And more
tents,
around, yeah,
around
not
around the
trees.
like
camp.
like
Okay.
A to B, like around.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, of course. So just to kind of give you an idea of the surrounding area. So you're at the southern end of camp, and you've got this tree line here, right? And the tree line this is almost like it's almost surrounded by like a crescent of trees on the southwest side. So you would probably be able to stick to this tree line and make your way around the southwest side of the camp to get you closer to where they are, which is kind of like the northwest side. So you could get fairly close, like definitely within shooting range. maybe even within like ambush range, maybe like 30 feet if you were real careful.
There's
But-
nothing like behind
so yeah, if you
them.
wanna try and-
that's not like there's nothing like you can hide behind. That's behind them.
behind them, like in between them. I'm sorry. They're in between behind them, like past them.
Okay, so
Is
to
that what you're
easily
asking?
sneak up on someone, you want to be behind them, right?
Yeah.
Is there something that you can get close to, hide
Yeah.
behind, and then jump out of and grab them?
Oh, okay. Nothing that would put you that close to them, but their backs are turned to you.
Okay.
So if you stuck to that tree line, you'd probably
We
be
can get
able
relatively
to
close. Gotcha.
potentially rush them.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Maybe
backs
we-
are to you.
Hmm.
So just try and be as
Is this what we're
quiet as we
doing?
can.
Okay.
Yeah, so y'all roll me.
Maybe
Mhm.
just the quiet ones instead of the ones that are loud.
Yeah, I don't think this is a 4-man operation. He's the okay. Battle strat.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Baba are gonna stand behind as you guys sneak in there, try and grab the guy, and if something happens, we're close enough by to jump in there for reinforcement, right?
Okay.
Reco like this, and he's like getting out some rope.
Ashlog will raise up her thumb and just kind of smear some dirt on Nyara's forehead and then onto Reko's forehead.
Mm.
Cast guidance on them.
Guidance. Toss that in the chat. Thank you. Touch
Destiny.
one willing creature once before the spell ends.
Oh,
So
it's
the
concentration.
target is 1 and it is concentration.
Mm,
Unfortunately.
Reko.
Reco needs Destiny's help here. Yes,
Destiny.
please.
Go, please. Take it
He's
to
not very stealthy.
Destiny.
He just doesn't happen to do it at disadvantage. That's the only benefit here.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can roll a d4 and add it to the number rolled if the
If I
opportunity
need to, yes.
presents itself. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the two of you are going to make your way along the outer reaches of this camp here, through the tree line, trying to stick close to the stick in within the cover of the trees. And you don't, Reko, you're not wearing any armor, so you don't have disadvantage, right?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Yeah. I thought I heard you say something about disadvantage.
I said I don't have disadvantage.
Oh, you don't
I'm
have
still
I see.
not very good at stealth.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, I believe you're naked as the day is long. So, like he just flies into battle, hanging dong.
Actually, yep.
Yeah. Yep. Easy. Anyway,
Dragon dong. Here we go.
so yeah, the two of you, please roll me stealthy boy checks.
Oh God. Okay, what was the die I could roll? A D4?
You can roll a d4.
I'm gonna need it.
If you roll the die
So-
before or after making, brother.
Hey,
So yeah,
we both got
so
9s.
y'all both got 9s. Reko rolled a 6 and then added a 3 to that. Both got 9s. That is
Well, we're in
interesting.
trouble.
Okay. So, and Otis and Ashlog, where are you guys? You're still sticking to the tree line where you had originally been hanging out?
Yeah, was that the plan? Are we on the other side of camp, or did we move with them and we were just not going in with them?
I think we're at the southern edge-ish.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Kind of where you guys started and then they went ahead.
Mhm.
Yeah, and we're
Okay.
keeping vigilant watch.
This is
Gotcha.
gonna go
If,
so
like,
poorly.
Something happens. you know, if the like maybe more people show up, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay.
We're going.
Y'all are going. So yeah, the two of you make your way through Rekko and Nyara. You make your way through the trees. And you are being as stealthy as you can. At least you think you are. Who knows?
We're super stealthy.
And you actually get up pretty far. So you actually close the distance along the tree line here. And you get to about 50 or so feet away, and there is one of the wooden bridges that kind of connects the little like land masses that maybe you didn't see, and you both step onto it and it creaks, and the two guys that are at this point, like I said, like about like 40 or I'm sorry, 50 feet away, both kind of turn, and they're going to
ask us how our day is.
They ask you how your day is. Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna pretend that we're not there.
Yeah, they're
My,
not gonna,
what beautiful scales you have.
that are shining in the early morning light brightly.
So one of them holds up a hand to the other one and starts to walk over slowly, cautiously, to see what is amiss.
Do we see that going on?
From where you are, you had a clear sight line on these two guys, yeah. So you can see that reaction from where you are. You could see him begin to walk where you assume the two of them are.
Can I try doing something?
Absolutely. No initiative has been rolled.
I'm gonna like see that's happening, look around furiously. I'm gonna reach in my pocket and I'll pull out this little stone. It's like a small version of the big frog stone that he used to have, but it's like a little pebble version.
Uh-huh.
And he's gonna like rub it in his hands a little bit, and then he's gonna take out like a little tool and just like jab at it, and it starts creating this like rustling noise. And I'm gonna try and throw it into the bushes on the other side that they're looking at. So so they can hear that rustling 10 feet away from them. So I'm gonna try and throw it in the opposite direction.
From the bridge, I guess, right?
Okay.
From the opposite side of the bridge?
That is,
he's
yeah.
like
So
walking
you guys
towards us.
aren't
From like the opposite
that-
side of where they're trying to find you guys.
You guys aren't that close, but it's tiny enough that I feel like, I mean, is throwing a little pebble thing 55 feet that unreasonable?
In my brain, I can't think about how far that is.
Yeah,
so
I'm trying to
that's
think about how
like
far.
He has big gloves. Big
10.
hands.
It's like
Big gloves.
it's like
Big
15
arm.
yards, Rob.
15 yards? Oh, that's not that crazy.
No, that's not insane. So,
What's that?
That's pretty doable.
yeah.
Well,
you
how far
just-
can he throw
yeah.
a dagger?
Yeah, I was going to
Daggers
say.
are heavy.
Yeah, you could throw it. Yeah, absolutely. You could make that throw. So, yeah. So, from where they are on this guy who's approaching your friends, on his left, a little bit ways away, there is a tent next to a bunch of bushes. And so you, I think, aim for that. And
Yeah.
just for funsies, make me a throw, a dexterity check.
A dex check.
Yeah,
That feels right.
yeah.
Tiny pebbles are dex items. You've heard it here first, chat.
What's that?
Tiny pebbles are dex items. You heard
Dex
it here
items,
first.
baby. Yeah.
That's
A 14 dex. Yeah.
Do I hit the bush?
I think you nail the opening of the tent, and it maybe plinks. Well, not plinks. It like kind of like against the fabric of the tent, and starts like rustling and like making the sound that you wanted to make, and the two of them immediately turn their attention over to that tent there, and the one who was approaching your friends kind of silently like looks over to his other friend that he left there, and kind of like gestures over to that, and pulls out his crossbow and trains it on the tent, as the other one slowly begins to make his way over to that tent.
As
So
they start to
now-
walk
yeah.
to the tent, I'm going to turn off the noise. So the
Okay.
wrestling stops.
Okay. And so the one that was walking over, who hasn't crossed a bridge over to this thing yet, stops when he hears the rustling stop. And he raises his crossbow and says, Derry? And slowly approaches again.
I think we keep going behind them, right, Nyara?
I guess so. She's gonna try and
Continue our thing.
be
Yeah, I mean, we might as well,
super
right?
Sneaky. and get
Rekka's,
me.
so-
he's readying his rope.
Roll me another stealth check.
Whoa, okay.
Destiny covers me.
15 and a 14.
Okay,
Not
better,
as bad.
better. We're better.
He does not seem to notice, and you are now 15 feet away from him.
I wanna
He
get
has
as-
gotten close enough to the tree line
Mhm.
that he's not under it, but he is just outside of it.
So where's the other guy in relation? There's two, right?
Mhm.
There's two
Am I
that you,
cutting out?
yeah,
Yeah.
you
That we
see
know of.
two guys. Yep,
Yeah.
So are they both in that location?
both.
say there's
no,
one,
no.
so
So the
where's
other
the other
one,
guy?
the other one started to go over to Otis's frog decoy.
Okay, so I'm 15 feet behind the guy holding a crossbow at the tent.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Both
Okay.
of them are currently. One of them is approaching the tent. The other one has it trained on it, but is standing 15 feet away from you with his back to you.
I want to get as close as possible, and then I want to like bear hug him essentially. And
Okay.
because this will startle the other guy, I want to
Yeah.
be it like as threatening as possible with it, right? Like you move, this guy dies, you know, that kind of thing.
So you want to run that by me one more time just so I can hear it again?
So he's got his back to me. I want to, you know, when someone like takes a hostage in a gun situation and holds them
Yes.
in front of you and like, okay, you move, this guy died. I want to do that. I want that.
Okay.
I want to
Cool.
hold that guy. And like,
Okay. And do you want to announce yourself as well?
oh no, I mean,
No, you just
I
want
want
to
to
hold
get as
him
close
there.
as possible
Okay.
and try to get. Well, because I'm not gonna. If
mhm.
he's going to announce this as soon as I touch him.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
I'm going. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, so make me an attack roll with advantage using your strength modifier.
So like athletics
Yeah.
at advantage. Okay. 19.
Okay. 19 will successfully grapple this boy. He is now grappled.
Okay. I get him, right? And I assume he like yells out a little bit.
Well, he immediately says, "Hey!"
Yeah. I go,
Whoa. Quiet now. Don't move. Reko's got you.
and I'm like holding him grappled.
Nyara, make sure the other one doesn't move.
Sure.
I'm sorry. The other one doesn't. Wait, what did you
Move.
say?
The other one doesn't move. Reko wants the other one not to move.
Okay, so you say the other one doesn't move. Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep having to unmute your stream to hear it. Okay, yeah, so the other one turns around, sees that his friend is now grappled, and immediately trains the crossbow on you. And the one that you're holding is like, no. He nervously tries to get a look at you, but really can't like turn his head too much.
Naira will draw her short bow and train it on the guy with the crossbow.
Okay, so the one that was approaching the tent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Be like,
Oh, hold on now. Be very careful here. We just
Ashlog
want to
looks-
talk.
Over to
Okay.
Otis.
So there's a tree line over on the west side, from the south to the north side, like sort of the whole west side. What does the east side look like? Is there anything?
The east is completely like open. That's kind of the water opens up a little bit there.
Gotcha.
And it eventually meets a shoreline. But as far as this tent camp thing goes, this bandit camp essentially, it's just water, really. Like north of that tent that you're by, it's all swamp water.
It's 50 feet away, huh?
The two of them,
The two of them, and they're in front of like the boss tent.
they're actually
Right,
at this point they're more like 75 feet away from you guys.
Okay. Are they
Yeah.
like in front of the boss tent, or
Boss
Where
tent
they-
being where, you know what? We're just gonna
oh no.
jump into it?
make this
Oh,
make
no.
this easier for everybody to visualize, because I have noticed that I'm just terrible at explaining things. So this is where, let me pop. Nyara is over there ish. Where's Rekko? Jeez, R. There we go. That's a Rekko, and I'll get your actual proper tokens on here. In the case of an attack. And Otis and Ashlog, you are down about there.
Oh
Roughly.
wow. Okay, I see how the trees work now.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. I'm sorry. I am not the best at explaining
No,
these
we're good.
layouts.
We're good. So I've got this guy. I've grappled him, right? And the other one,
Yeah. Yep.
Nayar's got her
He
bow
is-
on him. Okay.
He is a grapply boy. Let me just go ahead and
Hmm.
say that the snail. I'm gonna give him a little snail.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
100 feet.
Rekko realizes that now he's got this guy. He kind of like sidles a glance over at Nyara, like doesn't really know what to do from here because he's got him. So he's gonna like,
This is about as far as my plan went.
yeah, it's like, I think he's gonna like try to start. He's gonna be like,
All right, you will not move, and I am going to bind your hands.
and see what the guy does and or says.
You want him to bind his hands, or you're
No,
binding his hands?
I'm going to bind his hands. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and just roll me a dexterity for the little binding.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So he doesn't resist?
No. He doth not do the resisting.
20.
A 20. Yeah, that is that seems to be a very secure hand binding that you've done there, Rekko.
Okay, so,
boy
like,
knows,
his-
boy knows his knots.
I've got one hand like on the one claw on the hand with the knots, and then I want to like pat him down and pull his blades off of him, whatever he's got.
Okay,
Kind of
so
just toss
he
them
has
onto the ground.
Yeah, so he's got himself the crossbow, which you, upon grappling him, kind of like removed from his hands. And he has a short sword at his side and a dagger, and that appears to be all that he has on a proper pat down, as it were.
And then after that, turns to the guy with the bow.
Drop it.
Give me charisma intimidation.
Okay. Where's intimidation? 21.
A 21. I think he stands his ground for a moment, and then he really gets a good look at Rekko, and there's a ferocity to him. There is he's a goddamn walking dragon. These people have not seen these things, likely. He drops his bow and notes the short sword and dagger on the ground, and he does the same. He removes those and drops those.
Good.
And
now, approach slowly.
He will comply, and as he slowly approaches, he gets and Nyara, have you left like the tree line? Like, are you visible with your bow trained?
I would have stepped out like as soon as the other guy was bound, and like noticeably, like I've got my bow trained on the other guy.
Yeah. Okay, I figured.
Be like, if he doesn't comply, I will.
Yeah, he will die.
So as he slowly steps forward, he takes a look at you, Nyara, and he says, "The voice on the stone, I presume."
She'll kind of blush a little bit. Her cheeks will turn a little red.
She makes great teriyaki, doesn't she? Come, now.
And he kind of gives you a look. And then the realization hits him, and he stops in his tracks, and he's like, is she...
Can I just hear what's happening over there?
At this range, I think they're speaking loud enough that I would like to, unless at the point where they get like close enough to be talking to each other. At this point, they're still kind of like projecting a little bit, so you can hear. But as they get close, they will likely lower their voices. So you may need to get in closer as that interaction evolves.
Otis is gonna take one of the little frogs and tinker with it in a bit of like a different way than the other one. The other one he kind of like jabbed into it, and he's gonna put it in his shoe, and it kind of starts to like. There's this low hum, and he puts another one in his other shoe, and I'm casting Expeditious Retreat. So for the next 10 minutes, as a bonus action, I can take dash. I get to become a rogue for a second.
So you're a fast boy. Wow,
that's
just in case
awesome.
you need to jump in there the next 10 minutes.
Great. Do you mind throwing that in the chat for me?
Yes. Let me see.
It might be asking you to cast it at a level.
Here, there it is.
Expeditious Retreat. The spell allows you to move at an incredible pace. I love it. Little frog feet. Okay. And so are you moving on that, or are you just that's just a
I'm
preparation?
just gearing up to if I need to run in there, I'm ready.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm trying to see just in case.
Yeah, totally. Ashlog, are you doing anything, or are you just kind of observing this?
I will approach slowly, carefully. I don't know. Just kind of. I'll go here.
All right, just can you roll me stealth real quick? And I believe you're at disadvantage because of your armor.
Yes, very disadvantaged. Ooh.
A 15. That's a hell of a disadvantage. You appear to go unnoticed. And yeah, as the interaction with Nyara and this guy, are you the voice on the stone? Did you kill Teriani? Blah 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 blah. As that's happening, Otis is doing his thing, and you're slowly making your way over. It's all kind of happening together in the same way that combat happens together. And And the one approaching you, Nyara, says, "And the others, Almar and."
I said approach. We can talk after.
He will continue his approach.
Nyara.
I like slowly drop my hand that's on the other one so I can go tie this guy up.
Okay.
Watch this one.
And then I go over to the other guy and I'm going to go tie his hands.
Okay, so he, are you going to step away from this one that you have?
Right. So I want Nyara to like shift what she's doing when I approach this other guy so I can tie his hands.
I'm getting pieces of it and it's killing me.
Okay.
Other guy hands is all I heard.
Man, that's super painful. Rekko does nothing. It's fine.
No, I hear you now. Stop.
Fucking... I want to go tie the other guy's hands. That's all. That's all I want to do.
Okay, do you want to step forward and like release your
Yes.
grapple essentially?
Yes,
is
but
what I
I've
was
asked
asking.
Nyara to watch him.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
We've nailed this. All right. So Rekko, you step up to the other guy and bind his hands, and I'm just gonna use that same dex check. I mean, I think you're fine. On a 20, you know what you're doing. And these two are bound. And actually, I'm just gonna give them a different symbol for bound. That one, that looks like a binding almost. And yeah. So the one that you were talking to says, "Well, you have us."
Are there others?
Sounds like you met the others.
There is no one else. 5 total.
Did you say no one else? I'm sorry.
Yeah, asking, is there no one else?
Oh, okay.
5 total.
Is there no one else? He kind of looks around like, do you see anyone else? Seems like you also met the people that made camp here.
Insight check.
Yeah, roll me an insight check, my dude.
6.
Six.
I believe him.
He seems to be telling you the God's honest truth.
Rekko kind of like points over to,
Both of you, go sit over there.
and like points to the northernmost tent, I think.
Okay, both of them?
Yeah, just to like go sit next to the tent.
Yeah, I know. Do you want both of them to sit next to
Yes.
the tent? Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Sorry. All right, so they will go over there and they'll sit. And yeah. So they're sitting like good little boys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, while they're kind of sitting, I'm gonna rummage through their pockets.
Okay. Yeah. So give me an investigation. Investigato. Mainly because I like
Ooh.
Investigato. So
I'm
7.
feeling real awkward just
Yeah,
rummaging through these pockets
for
while they're
sure.
staring at me.
Yeah, it's a very uncomfortable experience to say the least. However, you do find what you most likely presumed was going to be there. You find 2 sending stones. The twin to the green and the twin to the red.
I think Rekko is standing in front of them, and he asks,
Why did you send bandits to kill us?
Kill you? We didn't even know who the hell you were until you slaughtered them. Which, I saw the bodies. Well done. But, no, our target was the farm.
Nice folk, simple folk. Why do you want to hurt them?
They were instructed not to kill or harm the simple folk. We just wanted to show that Cypress likes to get their money and leave the farm folk to fend for themselves while they reap the benefits.
They did not look like they were going to leave them alone.
Well, you didn't really stop to ask them, did you?
Da, I did.
Well, bandits are bandits. You could try to tell them what to do, but they don't always listen. It'd be even more impressive if we were to sweep in and stop them from killing farm folk rather than tearing up crops, which we would have. And then we saw you.
Two of you. The two of you.
Either
will
way, it
stop
seems
that
like-
entire group? I do not believe it.
Yes. We are capable fighters when we are in control of the situation, which this is a rather bad first impression, I admit.
Nyara, I do not know what to say to these folk. I might as well kill them. They do not seem to have good information.
What am I supposed to tell them?
I don't.
Kind of like turn and like pull Nyara away.
Ask them a question. I do not know. They might as well be dead to me. I do not care. They have lost the battle.
Seeing as they're just discussing, Otis is gonna run up. As it seems like the situation is kind of taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nara will kind of
He makes it over
step
here.
back in front of the gentleman and kind of hold up like the stone with like the blue one and be like, who are you reporting to?
Roll persuasion.
Oh,
A 23, a nat 20. That is not. Wait, the you held up the blue one?
yeah, because that's the one I don't have the twin for.
Oh, okay.
Is what you told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not in contact via sending stone with our superior. That's simply for the third camp.
So there's more of you out here.
Didn't I just ask if there were more? And they lie. They lie, Nyara. We should just kill them. They are liars.
I don't think the goals. They don't want anyone dead. Kind of insight looking at them like they want to kill us.
I mean, do they? Don't they? Who's to say?
More or less mad than teriyaki.
Well, it doesn't seem like they were friends with the bandits, so I think you've got that going for you.
No, we'll kind of just pull Rekko aside and just.
Hmm.
I think we'll be okay if they don't find out what happened with the other group that we accidentally killed.
Da, but their third group. Should we take care of that as well?
But yeah,
Clean
it
up
means
the
that
whole swamp from this bandit hiring scum.
there's other ways than always just killing every.
We can do it your way, but my way is much faster.
While
It is efficient.
it is efficient. While they're discussing what to do with these guys,
Mm-hmm.
I want to start sleuthing around in the tents for any sort of evidence that like connects them to the bandits.
Okay. Yeah, roll me like a flat investigation check for kind of the whole. I mean, you kind of took a path along all 4 of these tents, so oh, there is that 5th one down there. But you yeah, just one flat investigation as they're questioning these 2. A 20. Yeah, so
20.
that is a dirty 20. Yeah, so as you pass each of these tents, you kind of poke your head in. It seems as though as you guys surmised earlier that first tent on the bottom right was in fact, like, it looks like it was the bandits, like, loot tent basically. And so it seems like as you pass each of these tents, they're very different than what you saw with the other camp. This camp very much looks like it has no affiliation with Moroccan enforcement and trade. The only indication of such is that these 2 were found here. This very much looks like this bandit camp has been here for some time. They've been operating. This maybe is just like a bandit group that has been operating on the road in between Avion, Morica, or I'm sorry, Verso rather. And these other tents look to just have sleeping bags or bedrolls rather. You pass by a couple of weapon racks. You pass by a couple of just spare sets of like random odds and ends at each like bedroll, and maybe like little sacks that have like each of the different bandits like bits and bobs. Like, you know, one of them collected this thing off of a guy, and then, you know, oh, I really like this ring, and this one kept this ring. Like it just looks like a assorted loot every now and then. But yeah, you don't see anything so sophisticated as the other camp. That one was very much like a base of operations for a larger operation. This was just a bunch of dudes in the swamp getting freaky and just killing people.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, man, don't shame them. The 3rd era, baby. Anything's possible.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Recco. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Otis.
I think it's, well, I don't know if Otis is investigating it right now or if he's near them. So I think once Otis is done investigating, he's gonna go over to Recco and Naira and say, there's nothing connecting the Moroccan trade company with them. These guys, the bandits, there's no evidence. Unless we bring these guys and they, you know, tell.
But
the Cypress
is what
company
they are
about it.
doing against the laws of this land? Hiring bandits to kill farmers?
It sounds like they're hiring mercenaries around here to, you know, boost their business so they can get hired in to stop those bandits that they are themselves hiring. It's immoral.
Fine, we take them with us. And we take their things too. Ill-gotten gains.
Well, I'm thinking about lugging these guys, and I kind of was like, oh, lugging these guys over to Verso. And we already did let Tyrion go. So
we kill
I
them.
feel like
Easy.
letting these guys go wouldn't be anything. Although, I think we should take the pairs of their sending stones with us as we head out. Because listen, what they're doing is illegal. They can't really, you know, get the law on us for taking their things. They're in trouble. I say we take the sending stones and we go tell the Cypress company about what we learned here.
I have a good idea too. Take some of their things. Find me something shiny.
DM,
I would
I would like to get the men up, and I want to go tie them to a tree, sitting on the ground, and just tie them to a tree.
Yeah, I mean you're right near that tree line, so you could absolutely do that.
Nah, I say, get up. Come with me.
Keeping my best Rekko intimidating face on.
Yeah,
And
they
then,
they get up.
And I just take them. I mean, like, I don't even care. It could just be this tree, like over here, and just I want to like back to back on the tree trunk, tie them up.
Totes. Yeah, absolutely. Just roll me one more dex check just for this a little bit more complicated setup.
Nayara, will you assist me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
DM, can I make that with advantage now?
Oh, you sure can. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
Sorry.
19.
That is a 19 with the assistance of Nayara. So yeah.
I helped good.
Yeah, you help good. So between the two of you, yeah, you absolutely do a great job of just tying these folks up to the nearest tree here. Poor fellas. They're just sitting there back to back, like on the opposite sides of the trunk there.
And I want to take their sending stones as they get tied up.
Sure. Yeah. So like I said, they have the red and they have the green sending stone, leaving the blue that Nayara has as the only one without a pair. Or without a twin rather. Yeah.
Where is Baba?
Where is Baba? What's she up to?
I think from afar she sees the situation is handled. So she's in this tent down here and she's just robbing the shit out of it.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay,
That's
great.
my girl.
She loves collecting all of the useless tchotchkes.
Yeah, so it's another one of those what's it called? Just a regular little loot tent that they just stored a bunch of shit in. And as far as things that catch your eye, you've got just consult my notations here. So you're seeing there's actually a very nice elaborate drinking mug that you see. It's interesting. It looks to be carved of some sort of or made out of some sort of like bone. And it's inlaid with like a single red gemstone on the side of it. Just this cool what did I say? Mug? I meant horn. It's got like you've never really seen a horn that has like a gemstone like ingrained in it, and it's got this nice leather strap that kind of would like put it around your neck, and that connects to like kind of the clasp thing that the jewel is set in. Very, very opulent looking for something so almost primitive. But it's a cool little horn. And you know, there's also assorted weaponry scattered about. Nothing too crazy looking, but yeah. That's
Yoink.
the thing that I think stands out to you, yeah.
Yoink. Easy. Oh my gosh.
She yoinks it.
Mine.
Love it. But yeah, is there anything else you guys want to search around for?
Is there anything interesting in any of the tents at all that I might
Anything
want?
interesting in any of the tents at all?
Yeah, like money. Money is good.
Rekko,
Shiny things.
Yeah, Rekko, I feel like you would be looking for something relatively shiny. Just roll me a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah.
16.
A 16. So as you walk by the 110 after kind of like just doing one of those like job's done, easy peasy. You're walking past this tent and you notice something catches your eye. And you see one of the propped up against kind of like one of the sacks in the tent is this really shiny, nice looking morning star. Yeah. And if that sort of thing piques your interest, that's just sitting there. It stands out among the basic like swords and like scimitars that are lying around. You said you pick it up.
He'll put it on his belt. Sure.
Hell yeah! So that's a nice little morning star right there.
Cool.
There you go. Anybody else want to feel like poking around?
They didn't have any money.
Money, you say?
Yeah.
Money, you say?
Naira
Money,
would definitely
please.
be keen to look out for those choose bedrolls and backpacks and things. She'd want to
These two?
specifically go through their stuff.
Okay. You can ask them if they have bedrolls around here. I'm not sure what would tip you off to it being theirs, I guess is what I'm.
Yes, I just call it. Which one was your tent?
Wait.
Might as well ask.
Also, Recco, roll me a D100.
Okay.
No reason.
Yeah, that always makes me nervous.
They say this is not our
55.
camp. 55.
Didn't you
55.
stay the night at all? Nights?
No, we came here in the night. We didn't stay. We haven't slept.
Nayara, they are liars. I would not trust anything they say.
Naira shotgun. Okay.
Just take it all, whatever you want. Who cares if it's theirs or someone else's or whatever? It does not belong to them anyways. They stole it from someone else.
Recco, in your investigado, you find about 14 silver pieces among the equivalent of 14 silver pieces among the treasure.
Cool. Recco's
And yeah,
rich.
so they claim that they didn't. This is not their camp, and I mean, again, like all signs point to it not being theirs, but who knows?
Wait, is this, as far as we understand, this is the camp of the bandits we killed?
Mhm.
Yes.
As far
They're
as you
just
understand, yeah.
visiting.
This is
Okay,
their.
so they're
this
just
is their like
visiting.
home of operations, pretty much, and they came over here.
So the third camp
It's
sounds like
theirs.
maybe where they're all coming from.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Scooby and the gang. We may have something to do after we get to wherever we're going.
Ashlock, make me a perception check. A 9.
She sees everything.
She is maybe very enamored with this drinking horn. However, it is enough. A 9 is enough to for you to hear the rustling in the tree line near you, and you look up, and you do catch for just a moment a pair of eyes. And then just like that, they dart off, and you can hear them run off.
Oh, okay. Ashlog will shout out, "Stop, or I will slay you." She starts running after. Chink, chink,
Duh.
chink, chink.
So
Ashlock?
Ashlock plods through the water in front of her and chases after them through the trees.
Mhm.
I love it. Ashlock just darted.
How long
Bubba?
has it been? Has it been 10 minutes?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Dang it.
Oh, because you had your frog thing. Totally
Mhm.
forgot. Whoops. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
We just see her run off.
Yep.
Yep.
Baba, do not go alone. There are crocodiles out there.
Yeah, I guess it's as good as a cue as any. Good luck, boys.
Yup.
And I run.
Oh man, that is great. And yeah, you guys all, I guess, go try to chase after Ashlog then.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta go save Baba.
I think it's a good time to end then. Maybe we'll find
I
out
was
what
gonna
she's,
say- I was gonna say Nyara is a real rogue now. She could actually catch up in like a
Yeah.
turn
Oh,
That's
could
true.
because
she?
she can run, she can dash as an action, and she can dash as a bonus action. So
She
she can-
totes could. I
She can
mean,
go 90 feet around right now.
wowee.
Yeah.
I'm a
So
little
fast.
speedy now.
So fast.
Something to keep in mind for the
For
beginning of
next
time,
week.
maybe?
Yeah. All
I
right.
subverted expectations. I didn't put a crossbow bolt in somebody.
It was
Very
yeah.
good.
I think that was a
You said it was the
successful
opposite.
stealth thing that we did.
Mhm,
I don't think
mhm.
I've ever successfuled stealthed anything in Dungeons and
That
Dragons.
was
Yeah,
a
I
very
can't
cool
believe we actually
little-
stealthed that whole combat.
Very
That was,
cool little mission.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
I
I
Never
loved
feel
it.
pretty good about
I
this.
loved
Yeah,
it.
that's good.
I think it deserves some sort of experience reward that I need to calculate, but I think that was a very
Okay.
it's a very good
Experience,
whole
please.
mission there. I gotta think about it. Yeah, I'm not so great with things that don't have defined experience values to them. So
Awesome.
I'll figure it
Okay.
out. But yeah, no, guys, it's a very successful little stealth mission. Takedown, a stealth takedown. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty
Feels good.
sweet.
Well
Thank
done,
you,
well
Rob,
done.
for the session, and thank you guys.
Yeah, totally. I'm sorry
let's
Discord's
do-
still having a giggle.
Yeah, we'll figure it out by next week.
Yeah.
I thought Discord was gonna be fine. We'll
Yeah.
probably find something else to use. So that'll be whatever it is.
Unfortunately.
Oh,
well.
So let's do some shout outs. Nick, where can the people find you at?
Yo, so I am. Name's Nick. I like to party. Let's see. I'm I'm over at twitch.tv/Nick Hibbles with Dragon Age Origins on Mondays and Wednesdays. I have the times posted on my thing there. And then I'm also doing a thing called NPC Lab with my buddy at Bravo with 5 R's, where we make Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition NPCs for you guys, so you guys don't have to. Last time we did, we rolled a character sheet for Danny DeVito, and we gave him toe lasers because his feet are that powerful. So come check that out
Sure.
next week.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Nick. Stella, where can the people find you at? Stella. Stella.
Stella.
Hi.
Stella.
I didn't hear who
Oh,
he
you couldn't
said.
hear me.
I was waiting
Oh,
for it on
God.
the stream.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'm either writing a strongly worded letter to Discord or we're just using something else. And I was hoping to avoid that, but hey, here we are.
Yeah.
All right, Stella. Tell them.
Hi,
where they can
I'm
find
Nick. I like to party. Hello. I'm Stella Luna. I do variety streaming here on Twitch. I do various kinds of art emojis and also different kinds of D&D. If you like Pokemon, you like D&D, you like puppies, come check me out. We got all kinds of stuff going on.
Awesome. Thank you. Bonus stage, Rob, if you can hear me, it's your turn. Please do shout outs. Thank you.
I heard everything but my name.
Okay. Great.
Oh God. Hi,
sucks.
I'm Robin. I'm pretty sure I'm the party guy. So anyway, I thank you for joining me on yet another journey into my world. It's always a good time. I love these fellas. I love you guys. So thank you for joining. You can find me usually at twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob, where I am playing a variety of games, which include but are not limited to Doom, where I like to shoot things from hell, and The Witcher 2, because I am just clocking my way through this franchise, and other assorted Nintendo stuff for when I'm feeling just like a little good boy. But yeah, I'm there, I'm here, and I'm on twitch.tv/encounterroleplay on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern. So I'm everywhere. Just a little bit everywhere.
Excellent. Lady May, if you could hear me, please do your shout outs. Thank you.
Process of elimination.
I also didn't hear my name and everything else.
Oh,
I'm May.
my God.
You can find me on the interwebs as Lady May, and pretty much the same name everywhere. I do lots of fantasy and fan art type things, acrylic paintings and all that fun stuff. Or you can follow my socials for tons of cat pictures and dice pictures of my dice addiction. And yeah, that is me. And thank you, Discord, for yep.
Yeah.
All the fun times.
Thank you, May. I appreciate it. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Super duper appreciate it. I guess I'm gonna be ditching Discord, so that's cool. I didn't want to have to do that, but we don't seem to have a choice. Anyways, thanks for joining us for Cypress episode 5. I'm Runaway Robot. This is my channel, so you probably see that in the thing there. You should follow all of these people. They're wonderful. We do some variety streaming on the channel, and we also have more Dungeons & Dragons this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are playing... oh my God, why can't I remember what it is? Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Thank you. There we go. And then something is happening on Monday, but I can't say what it is yet. But you should be in the Discord or follow the Twitter, because I'll be somewhere at 6 p.m. on some other channel doing a thing, but I can't say what it is yet. But it should be really fun. Anyways, that's gonna be the show. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Super duper appreciate it. I'll drop all of the links in the chat so you guys can follow these lovely people, and we'll see you next week. Later.
Yeah.